Hello all, I'm coming at you from our survival server here, and I've got a new design that I wanted to share with everybody. Had the need to farm some wool, and came up with a design for a semi-automatic sheep farm where you can skin the sheep and basically just turn the switch and you'll get all of your wool to one collection point. And it's also stackable and pretty much expandable as high as you want to take it, and you can feed it all into one place. So let's start by showing you that. We're going to skin a few of these in here, and they will automatically regrow grass. So first of all, we'll do that and come through and skin. Alright, that's all of them. I got one of each color. It's also the perfect size to fit one of each color sheep, or 16 sheep into the spot. So here we go. Let's turn the switch, and water comes out. And this is kind of cool because the sheep get really happy that they're being harvested. You can see them jumping, so that's always good. It's more than enough time. Cut off the switch, and everything will come to the middle. And this is a basic design, and I'm pretty tight on space here, so I've only got one level, but I'm going to switch to creative mode and show you guys how this is extensible and how you can stack it. So, and also how to build each of the cages. So I've got my wool chest here. As you can see, I've gathered quite a bit as I've started, and I just keep getting more. And you hear them eating, so some of these should regrow by now. There's one, he's regrown. So, alright. Let's take a tour up here real quick before we switch over. You can see I've got grass along the top. It spreads down below. And then the water is held in place by this piston. And that is the basic design. So I'm going to switch over to my creative server and show you the design and walk you through how to set one of these up. So I will be back shortly. Okay, here we are in creative world. A little different looking, super flat. We've got a multiverse set up on our server, and that's how we're doing. We're actually on the same multiplayer server. We just got a different world, super flat creative, so we can do a little testing. So here we go. This is the basic design. Let me get up here, and I will fly around it. And in this design, I've added some side channels, so I can push any of the incoming wool down a center hole. And as long as I maintain that center hole through an entire stack, like over there, it should retrieve all the wool into one spot for collection. And I will show you the basics of how that's done. I've done the barbershop colors here just because I had a friend that built Lejon built a sheep farm at one point, and it was barbershop themed, and I like that. And plus, there's another reason. If you look, I'm alternating colors, and if you can look and line up while you're building, the white rows are where your sheep are going to be, and the red rows are going to be where your walls are, and separating them from each other, and your pistons. Each of these containers will hold 2 sheep, and one source of water and one piston will hold it back. So let's go over the basic design. Here is the start. You want to, and actually, one other point before we start is the stacked model I've done. I've actually made this one block lower by lowering this Y-shaped piece here down one block, and it works fine that way. It's just you'll be skinning the sheep's legs. It still works. You're just real tight trying to skin them, but you can fit more vertically. So it depends on what you want it for. If you don't worry about space, I would say build it one up like this because it's much easier to skin, much easier to use. But works both ways. So the Y shape is where we start. You're going to have a sheep here and a sheep here when you're done with this. So this is the first basic shape. Then when you add your second layer, you're going to add this, and it just basically outlines the Y all the way around with a block level up. So if we were going to build this over here, we would want to line up the Y with the white pieces, build the Y like this, and then you're going to want to build the layer above it. So it's just a matter of outlining it like so. and then you want to put one in the middle here, and that will make the water divert when you let it go. So that's when you get this shape. Then it's a matter of adding the piston. This is just a piston and water release, so if you pull this thing right now, it may be messy, but I'm not sure. It might go clean. And as you can see, it lets the water go out, and then you can turn it off as you need to. And so you'll have a sheep sitting here, you'll have a sheep sitting here, and then once you skin them, you're going to want to turn your water on and have it flood out into your channel. And then once it carries it out into your channel, the channel will carry it over here and down. So what you'll see is if I have a couple pieces of wool in here, like I just skinned a sheep. We are on a peaceful mode creative, so I can't spawn a sheep and actually skin it, but this would be the same thing. Since this is 2 blocks high and the sheep will be down in that hole, it basically just skins and stays in there. So you'll do this, see it moves them out, and it really won't go anywhere until you get it turned off. See, because if you have them all on, especially, it's a still water in the middle. So what you do from there is go this way, turn it off, and as you can see, it's collecting here. But once that catches up, it pushes it right to the center and down in the hole. So that's what you want to see, and it'll come in, make the turn. All the wool will do the same thing, going all the way around. So it's just a matter of turning it on, turning it off, and that's what you get. So let's go over placing the piston in our model over here. So what we're going to do is we'll create the 3rd layer right up here. That'll encase the water. And then for now I need to destroy this block just so I can get the angle right on that. And we'll replace it. So now I've got the piston. For now I'm putting the switch up here, but I'll wire this with redstone later on. So you can see piston's operational. Take a bucket. Let's go ahead and do this. Then we're going to place our water. So that's good. We've got this look. And then it's just a matter of capping it off. The reason you do this is to encase the sheep in a grass 2 blocks high so they can't get out. So it'll just be a matter of putting the sheep down in there. This will divert the water, and you can add any extra blocks, but these are the base amount of blocks needed to make it work. So you get this look here. You've got containers for both sheep. You've got a place where you can come up, and as you're walking along here, you can skin them. And you've got a water release, so you can do it. And the thing that's cool about it is, once you learn to build this piece, they kind of attach together really well, and you get basically you can line up the left wall of one with the right wall of the other, and that's all there is to it. You just make multiple spaces. So if you wanted to continue this out, you would just build up your 2nd layer, just like we did before. Then you'd build your next Y shape. Build out your 2nd layer. It's just the same thing. Really easy to build, and it works pretty efficiently. So there's that. Gotta put our thing in, and so on. Then you can start your piston, start your next layer up, and then you're good to go. You can do that all the way through, and then you'll have your drop in the middle here, and you will end up with this. This is my solution for the stackable. I've done the same thing I've done over there, except I've added redstone across the top to run all the pistons at once. So one switch will operate the entire thing at once. That'll flush them out, then you turn it off, and it will flush them to the center. And then all I've done is use World Edit, take this, copy, paste it 4 times right on top of each other. Now this is the low design over here. You notice that the sheep's feet will be kind of low, so you're pretty much just going to be skinning their leg, and but this takes up less space. So it depends on what you're after, like I said. So what you'll get in this is you can stack these, to the sky if you want to, and so it depends on scale, and you get this effect right here. So you get this nice long drop where all your wool will drop, and to demonstrate it, I will put a few in these holes, and just show you what I'm talking about. Put a few on this side. That's 5. So let me put 10 in total. So there's 2 there. 2 there. And then 1 more down below. 1 more level down. So I should have 10 red wool when I get done with this. One thing I haven't done with this design, and I will extend it if needed if there's interest, is wire them into one switch. All I'd have to do is run wires up through the middle. I think it would be very doable with this design to just build up one set of wires with some torches and go vertical with it and make it where you flip one switch and the whole thing turns on. But for now I'm going to have to do it manually. Not a problem. Just come back here, go up top. We're going to flip all these. 1, 2. Oh, get up a little bit. There we go. 3. And we'll go back up top after I flip this switch. 4. Now I've got 50 red wool down there, so when I get done with this, I should see 60. 1. Turn them off. 2. 3. And you should see them drop down. So I think that's everything. Still got 10 down, but it looks like everything's empty. So let's go down and collect our prize. Now at the bottom of this, you don't have to do another hole, but there's 60. You could put, you know, a slab in here where you can just step down on a slab and make it a little easier to get down there. Take the sign out in the bottom, but it's just, like I said, I just did a copy and paste once I had this one finished and took it vertical. So ways to extend it would be build stairs on each side so you can get up to the next level from the lower level and turn it into a complex for sheep shearing, you know, if you wanted to do it that way. There's a lot of things you could do with it, and it'd be pretty easy. So if you wanted to build a set of stairs up this side and the other side, you could technically walk each level, shear everything, do a couple trips, and then turn your switch on and just collect a bunch of wool. So that is the basic design. Hopefully you guys followed along fine, and if there are any questions, let me know. I think it's pretty basic and straightforward, but it's still pretty useful. So hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you on the flip.